In today's session, we will be discussing about abstract class. Basically, what is an abstract class? It is a class which cannot be instantiated. That is, you cannot create an object of a class which is abstract. Okay? And when does a class become abstract? It is implemented as a class which has one or more pure virtual functions. So what do you mean by virtual functions? Virtual functions are the ones which whose body is not written, that means they are not implemented in the abstract class, but from this abstract class you need to derive another class, and in that another class you can implement the virtual functions. So imagine you have a parent class, that parent class has only virtual functions, such a class becomes abstract. So you cannot create an object of that class. But from this class you can derive a child class, and the child class needs to implement the functions of its parent class. Okay? So basically the parent is just an abstract. Why is it called as abstract? Because it is not going to have any implementation on its own. Okay? It will just give you a template. These can be the functions. This can be the name of the function. This can be the return type of the function. But it will not have the implementation of the function. So the same function I can implement in multiple classes that I have derived from the abstract class. Okay. So abstract class is a template. It will just give you the information. It will not have any implementation. To implement the functions of the abstract class, you need to derive the classes from the abstract class, and in that derived classes, you need to implement the functions of your abstract class. So such functions which are written in the abstract class, they are called as virtual functions. Okay, and this virtual functions need to be overridden in the derived class. Now, what do you mean by the concept of overriding? Suppose you are having a parent class, it is having a function called as display. Using that parent class, you have derived the child class, and that child class is also having the function as the display. So this concept is called as the overriding concept. Okay. Two or three points related to abstract class. First and foremost important is abstract class cannot be instantiated. It means you cannot create an object of the abstract class, but you can create pointers and references. Okay. Second is abstract class can have normal functions and variables, but its specific property is it should have pure virtual functions. And third point is whatever classes you will be deriving from the abstract class, they must implement all the virtual functions. Okay. So these are some of the points related to abstract class. Now let us discuss about virtual functions in C++, which is the concept related to abstract class. A virtual function that is a member function which is declared in an abstract base class, and it is redefined, that is overridden by a derived class. Okay. When you refer to a derived class object using a pointer or the reference to the base class, you can call the virtual function of that object and execute that function. Okay. So basically virtual functions make sure that the correct function is called for an object regardless of the type of reference or pointer which is used for calling the function. Mainly they are used for implementing or achieving runtime polymorphism. Okay. So if there are the same named functions in the parent class as well as the child class, then which function should be called during the runtime? This is decided, or this can be achieved using the virtual functions. Okay. So abstract class and virtual functions are somewhat related to each other, but it's not necessary that only an abstract class will have a virtual function. You can have virtual functions in other base classes also. Okay. So functions which are declared with a virtual keyword in the base class become the virtual functions in C++, and the resolving of the function call is done during the runtime. Now there are some rules which are related to virtual functions. Virtual functions cannot be static. Okay, first thing. And they also cannot be a friend function of another class. So remember this thing, whenever you are declaring a function as a virtual function, it cannot be a static function and it cannot be a friend function. So it's a pure virtual function. Virtual functions should be accessed using pointers or reference of the base class to achieve runtime polymorphism. So in order to call virtual functions, you have to mostly make use of the pointers. Then third thing is the prototype. Prototype means the definition. Okay. So the definition of a virtual function in your parent class should be same as that in your child class. That means if I'm having a function like void display in my parent, and if it is a virtual function, then in a child class which I have derived from it, it should also have the function as void display. I cannot take it as int display or float display. Okay. So whatever prototype you have written for a virtual function in the parent class, same prototype should be followed in your child class. Okay. Then they are always defined in base class and overridden in the derived class. It is not compulsory for the child class to override it. Okay. So not necessary. It's not a rule key. If I have written a virtual function in a base class, if I have derived the class from the base class, then that derived class should implement it. So that's not a rule. And a class may have virtual destructors, but it cannot have a virtual constructor. Okay. So these are some of the rules which are related to virtual functions. We will just quickly go through an example of this. So here I am having a base class. I have written a function called as print. Okay, void print, which I have declared it as virtual. Okay. Then I have written a function called as show. Okay. I have derived a class publicly from the base class, and since this print function is the virtual function, I can implement it, override it in my child class. So I have written a print function here, and I have also written a show function. Okay. Now see the difference. In order to call the functions, I have created a pointer of the base class. So base star BPTR, for your reference, a pointer is a variable which points to the memory location. Okay. So here you can have class pointers. Before this, you must have used integer pointers, float pointers. So int star, float star, they are data type pointers. So like that, we can also have class pointers. So base star BPTR is my pointer. Then I have created an object of the derived class. Now using this pointer, I am pointing it to the address of my D class. D object, which is of the derived class. Then using the same pointer, I will call print and I will call show. Now since it is pointing to the D object, it will print the derived class and it will call the show function of the derived class. So here I have a virtual void display. Okay. Cout and then base class display. Okay. And I'm writing one more function here as void show and cout and then base class show. Okay. Class derived, and in this we need to implement the same functions again, but only for the derived class. So what I'll do is I'll copy these functions. I need not declare it as virtual now because it is already virtual in the parent. So I'll have void display, and here I'll write derived class display and void show, where I'll write derived class show. Okay. Now here I need to create a pointer. So base star BPTR is my pointer. Then I'll create an object of the class derived called as D. And then I'll have BPTR is equal to ampersand D. So I will point this pointer to the address of the object D. And then using this pointer, I will call the function. So whenever you are calling a function using a pointer, you have to make use of this arrow operator. Okay, so this operator is called as the arrow operator, and using this you need to call the function. So BPTR arrow display will call the display function, and BPTR arrow show will call the show function. Now let us execute this program and check. So you can see that derived class display function has been called. Okay. So why? Because it was overridden in your child class. But when I am calling the show function, it is calling the base class show function, because this show function was not declared as virtual, and the pointer that we are having is of the base class. Hence, it is pointing to the show function of the parent class. Okay. Now, if I declare this function as a virtual one, now it understands that this show function has been overridden, and hence it will display the derived class show function. Okay. So this is the importance of a virtual keyword, and this is about a virtual function in C++.